Hello, my name is Karina and this is my perfume map. Today I wanted to share 10 aquatic fragrances. Aquatic fragrances are some of my favorite fragrances and they are becoming like I'm using them more and more and I'm enjoying them more and more and I'm looking forward to them more and more. There's something going on with me where like I'm enjoying hot weather more than I ever have. Well, more than I have in a long time. When I liked hot weather quite a bit when I was a little kid. But a couple years ago, I realized that humidity and the heat of the summer doesn't bother me one bit. And I don't even have air conditioning in my house, okay? I have like an old house and we have one window unit that we put in one bedroom and keep that door closed just as a room for like, when you just can't take it anymore, there is one room in the house where you can go hang out. We do use fans. So I'm really like living in the hot weather when it's hot and it doesn't bother me at all. And it might be just that like, as I get older, I'm tolerating cold weather and gray days less. I don't know what it is, but I used to think like fall was the time for fragrances. And I don't know, this year I'm really feeling like summer fragrances are it. So anyway, when I think of aquatic fragrances, I'm thinking a lot of the ketone called cologne, C-A-L-O-N-E. And that's sometimes called the watermelon ketone. It can smell very blue and watery, or it can smell very melony. So if you have like if you have a watermelon perfume, that's most likely cologne. If you have a cantaloupe perfume or any kind of melon, it's cologne. Or if you have like a blue fragrance like Cool Water, that's like a well-known cologne fragrance. Anyway, the first five I'm going to show you are more on the melon side. I'm going to show you my very favorite melon fragrance first. This is Diamonds and Sapphires by Elizabeth Taylor. This is my favorite one. I haven't found anything that could top this one. There's a lot that I like very much, but as far as like that aquatic summer perfume, this is it. This is a very heavy, like almost cantaloupe smelling fragrance, and it might be off-putting if you first try it, when you first try it, because there is like a really sharp melon fragrance that's almost like a musky melon, and it's kind of too much. But this fragrance also has notes of rhubarb in it, and I think that really brightens it up and makes it smell like a summer dream. It's also great in the spring. I mean, it's clearly not summer yet. It's April. But I'm finally experiencing 70-degree days. And I mean, there's nothing I like better when the sun is hitting my skin than these cologne type fragrances. So Diamond and Sapphires, this is one of the smaller bottles. I think I paid $11 for it, but it's seriously like $14 for 100 mils. It's been around since I think the 90s. And it's great. I don't know what else to say. My whole family likes this. My husband will wear this occasionally. My husband even likes to spray this in the room. My kids think that this smells sort of like the ride Flight of Passage. I think I've mentioned that before. You know, Disney World uses like scents to enhance your experience. And Flight of Passage has like a very watery scent to it. This is awesome. I will buy this again. There's not that many fragrances I want to rebuy, but this is definitely a repurchase. Diamonds and Sapphires by Elizabeth Taylor. Now the next one I have gets compared to that one a lot. And this is pretty new to my collection, but I've already worn it a few days. And this is Sunflowers. This also has cologne, but it's not as sweet. This has oak moss in it in the base. So that really makes, while the rhubarb in this one brightens it up, this one is a lot earthier. It's really delicious too. I mean, it smells great. Like if you're outside, out on a bike ride, you're sweating a little bit. This is awesome. I can smell citruses in here. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy I got it. And again, from the 90s. Check it out. And here's one I've talked about so many times, but this also gets compared to Diamond and Sapphires. This is Ellis 360, which has tons of cologne. Probably the greatest dry down of any fragrance ever. I mean, especially if you compare the difference between the opening, which smells kind of harsh, a little bit unnatural, but the dry down is the smoothest, creamiest melon citrus musk smell you could ever experience. Beautiful, super long lasting too. I mean, like day and night long lasting. Wake up, you still smell it. But it's not like a huge projector. It's just, it sits on your skin nicely for a long time. The next one I want to show you is kind of new to my collection. This is Blissful Fantasy by Britney Spears. Now, compared to these other ones, this is super tame. This is like a fresh, sweet melon. I mean, yeah, this is like melon and fruit. Almost powdery. There's no bite to this. There's no sharp cologne opening. In fact, this might be something else that's mimicking melon that isn't cologne, but still has that aquatic summer vibe. It's really quite nice. I haven't worn it a lot, but I look forward to wearing this one in the heat. And then there's Charlie White, and this has a watermelon note. So if you're super turned off by cantaloupe, I know some people are. What did I get on this lid? There's perfume in there. It's like it got sprayed inside there somehow. I don't usually do that. I'm not like a spray into the cap kind of person. Yeah, so this has watermelon and white florals and some sandalwood at the base. Gets compared to Love and White by Creed. It's $8. Really nice watermelon scent. Really nice in the sun. This is like a good, these are all good fragrances for when you're digging around the garden. I mean, they're just so solar enhancing, you know, that whole sun experience is so much better with these fruity fragrances. And I will say I picked out a bunch that I don't think are particularly beachy. I'm not really ready for beach fragrances yet. There's still like potential it could snow here, you know. It's pretty much like that until Mother's Day. All right, the next 5 I have are the watery scents. So these are considered aquatic, but it's like definitely a fantasy aquatic note. Like it might be if you could smell the color turquoise. That's what I think of. It's somewhere between like a syrupy blue fabric softener and a blue Jolly Rancher candy. It's a sweet kind of gummy candy laundry scent. Okay, the greatest one that I've ever smelled is CK2. This fragrance was affordable, but it's been discontinued. And people are trying to get, you know, around $200 for a 100 ml bottle. I'm not paying that. For a long time, I think it was like Beauty Maxima or Perfume Empire, one of those eBay fragrance shops had these 20 ml samples for $11.99. And they had like a deal if you bought more than one, they discounted it. So at one point I bought one and then I went back and bought 3 more. So I think I paid like $10 each. So, I mean, I got like 60 mils for 30 bucks and now I can't get that. There's a couple of sellers selling like 10 ml roller balls for like $16. And the full bottles are just super expensive. I'm gonna have to, I'm not gonna worry about it. Like if I find a bottle at a garage sale or something, oh, it'll be mine. But I'm not going to hurt myself to get this, even though this has become my husband's summer scent. He's been wearing this. I think he's kind of ending his time with BR540. BR540 is not really a summer scent. I mean, it could be, but anyway, that's great. This one is new to me, but I am like, this one is pretty darn good. Like it's rivaling my Saltwater Breeze. So this is Water Lily Springs by Bath & Body Works. This has dew kiss lilies, crisp waters, and clean musk. This smells very similar to Saltwater Breeze, but you do smell some kind of almost green floral, and I believe that's the Dew Kiss Lilies. This is nice though. If you don't have any aquatic scents in your fragrance library, I would check this out. I think Bath & Body Works still has it. It's pretty new and it's perfectly blue. And I just feel like there must be some time when you want an aquatic fragrance, even when you're not that into it, right? And then there's Saltwater Breeze. This is just a classic blue fragrance. I feel like these blue fragrances were really popular right around, Y2K. I feel like I used to smell people that smelled blue and fruity all the time, and I was really into it. Actually, I used to wear Cool Water. I've kind of I'm not even sure I should tell this story about Cool Water, but I would wear Cool Water Woman, and then I worked with somebody. Okay, God, how do I say this without sounding like a jerk? I worked with somebody, and and then another coworker used to tell me that they absolutely could not stand the way this other person smelled. And I knew what they were talking about. I also knew that that person was wearing Cool Water, but it was like a weird situation where I don't know what exactly was going on with this person, but the Cool Water just wasn't working. Like, it was like a weird combination of smells, or maybe it was like, I don't know what it was. But my friend coworker would always say like, oh, that's so gross, she smells so gross. And I knew what they were talking about, and I knew what perfume it was, and I really couldn't, it made me lose my enjoyment for it. I've thought about picking it back up, but I think I like this one so much better. I think that Diamonds and Sapphires is kind of a better fit for me than Cool Water when it comes to aquatic scents. All right, I just have two more. This one, I kind of forgot I even had this, but a couple of summers ago, I wore this all the time. This is Halloween, and I think the company is called Halloween now, but it was called Jesus del Pozo, and this is really spectacular. This has marine notes, but also banana leaf and incense and sandalwood. And it's a very modern smelling, not modern smelling sandalwood. It smells like the sandalwood that's in like Samsara. Kind of that, like, I want to say chewy. I don't know why, I just always think like a buttery kind of sandalwood. But the incense note really tones down the aquatic note. So even though this still smells incredibly fresh, it just isn't as piercing as like a very blue fragrance. And it smells very mature. And I think this is a scent that you could wear like to work, to the grocery store. It's very long lasting. It's really great. I'm looking forward to wearing this like in the spring and the summer. And the last one I have is such a good fragrance. I feel like a couple years ago, people could not stop talking about this. Maybe too intense for the summer, but right now, spring. This is going to be my scent of the day today. This is Mariah Carey M. I just saw somebody else talking about this, and they were saying how they had decluttered it because they just didn't get it, but then they missed it and they wanted it back. And yeah, it's so strange because it has marshmallow and incense, which really doesn't go together. But that's what makes it like interesting. Like, you just can't stop sniffing it because it's kind of weird. It smells like two bottles of perfume kind of got dumped together because it has aquatic notes, then it has marshmallow, then it has incense. I mean, it's really bizarre, but it's also really, really good. It's like clean and beachy and bohemian and weird, and it smells expensive. It smells niche, and I think this is getting more expensive the last time I checked. So you should pick it up because I did get this big old bottle, which might even be like 4 ounces. No, it's 3.3. for like $17 a few years ago. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please tell me your favorite aquatic fragrances. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy them. I want to try Escape by Calvin Klein. Or if you know CK2 and you have an alternative, please tell me what it is. I'm not going to buy it at a high price. I want to find an alternative. Oh, I didn't say why this is so great. Okay, CK2 is aquatic with wasabi and pebbles. It's like the greatest combination. It's that wasabi and pebbles with that super CK blue fragrance. It's amazing. Maybe I'll have to go back and edit. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope to talk to you soon and have a great day.